Hey, hi, Peter. Watch Retrospect. How you been? Hey, want to today compare two of my Tritium watches. These watches both have tritium gas filled in glass tubes on them, and this tritium gases, they actually have a life of 25 years. These watches are unlike typical loomed watches. You don't charge them with light. They are charged. They're constantly charged during the daylight. You do not notice it barely on most of them. It's not really until you have the lights out and your eyes adjust to night vision where you can really see these things. And these are the only watches that will loom all night. Personally, I'm a person that will wear watches to sleep, and that's the reason I have some tritium gas watches. And what I have before me are a Marathon and a Protek, as you can see. This one here is the Marathon TSAR. This is the quartz movement. They also make what they call a GSAR, which is an automatic movement, but this is a quartz high torque ETA movement on it. And the other one has got a Miyota movement, and what they call a Miyota 2035 super quartz. And these are, grab and go watches. These, like I said, I'll wear either one of these to sleep in. So I just like to grab them, and they keep great time being quartz, and I don't have to worry about winding them. Most of the batteries in these will last for about 4 years. Real quick, going over the dimensions. The Marathon, this is what they call the Arctic dial, and this is a much bigger watch. This is obviously a dive watch. This one here is a 41, but just about 48 tip to tip, and it is 14 millimeters thick. You can see it has a very big, thick bezel. These are TSAR. The T stands for tritium, and the SAR stands for search and rescue. The Marathon has been making search and rescue watch and military issued watches for years. Company's been around since 1939, based out of Canada, but these are Swiss made. And again, they've been supplying watches to military and search and rescue teams for years. This one here is an automatic movement. Excuse me, is as I said, the quartz movement. They do make this in an automatic too, what they call the GSAR, the G standing for Government Search and Rescue. But this one here is a really nice, big, beefy watch. This one here, being a diver, is a 300-meter dive watch, rated for 300 meters of water resistance. While the Protek, we'll talk about Protek here in a second. This one here is only 100 meters, but this is a titanium watch. The other one is a 316 stainless. The Marathon is. This is a titanium watch. This thing weighs, with all the links, it weighs 86 grams as it is now. With the titanium brace, it's only 82 grams. Very, very comfortable to wear. This Protek one is got, as you can see, the USMC on the front there is actually a licensed product for the Marine Corps. The USMC, as you can see, has a really nice embossed Marine Corps emblem in the back. And as you can see what it says on the back there, it says 100 meters of water resistance, anti-reflective sapphire crystal. And both of these are what they consider H3 titanium in them. And just want to compare the two of them. We'll do a shot with them in the in the dark, and you'll be able to see the difference between the two of them, because one really is a bit brighter than the other. But this one here, like I said, only weighs 82 grams. This one is a 40 millimeter wide watch, a little bit shorter. It's 47 millimeters and only 11 millimeters thick. And like I said, 47 is your lug to lug on this. And if you look at it here, take a little bit closer look. It's got kind of like flat tubes. These are what they call a T100 tritium tube on these, and you can see they're kind of inlaid into the chapter ring in the back there, at the outer edge there. But beautiful blue, a nice satin blue finish. Really nice watch. Semi-skeleton hands. You can see the lower half of the hands are skeleton. You can see there's a small little glass tube on the second hand as well. Has kind of a paddle style counterweight on it. But just very, very light watch. Very, very comfortable. We'll put them on as well, obviously. But Protek is the company that was started by a gentleman named Barry Cohen, who worked for Luminox years ago. who's known for similar type of tritium gas tube watches, and he started his own company many years ago. I'm not sure how long the Protek line has been out, but relatively new, especially compared to Marathon. But take a little closer look at the Marathon. You can see because of its thickness, it's got that big thick bezel on it, and it does have, you can see like that rehaut, that inner ring there is so high, and that's to accommodate, you have those hands there with the glass tubes on it. So it's just a little different looking where it has such a high rehaut there. But beautiful watch. You can see the little radioactive emblem on it. Again, it says H3 on it. That is the isotope that they use for these for this tritium gas. And how the tritium works. It's an isotope of hydrogen called H3, and it's forced into glass tubes, and then there's they kind of coat it with the tubes are coated with a luminescence material, and the electrons that are produced from this H3 gas collide with them and then make them illuminate. And again, they're glowing now, but you're in the light, your eyes are not going to be able to really see it. But once the lights go out, the video will show it pretty clearly. But great watch. Again, this is probably a more capable watch, being a 300 millimeter diver. But the other one is still very, very, it seems like a very rugged watch, especially for, when you figure, when you count in how comfortable it really is. This one does have a date. You can see a date there at 4:30, while the Protek does not have a date. But anyway, let's put them on to show you how they fit real quick, and then we'll do a Loom on it. But this is obviously the Protek, and it's a very incredibly nice fitting watch. I mean, it hugs the wrist. Again, it's 40 millimeters. I have about a 7-inch wrist, and incredibly light. Again, 82 grams with a bracelet, which is pretty crazy, but really nice watch. This is becoming one of my favorites. Very lightweight and just real simple to wear, and to me, it's a very attractive watch. Very simple. Kind of missed not having a date, but in the middle of the night, if I'm wearing it when I'm sleeping, that doesn't mean much to me. So there's that, and it's put on the Marathon. The Marathon these do come available with the stainless steel bracelet. I opted for the FKM rubber bracelet, rubber strap on this one here. Let's put this one on here real quick and show you how that fits. And again, it's obviously a thicker watch, but it doesn't feel as thick as it looks. I mean, it is. It's at 14 millimeters, so it's thick, but it's still very wearable. Again, my 7-inch wrist, but nice watch. It's the only white dialed watch I have, so it's one of the reasons I got the white one. And again, it does have the date. But let's take a look. Let's take this off. Let me turn the lights out. We'll take a real quick look at the Loom. To me, when it comes to the tritium aspect of it, there is a clear-cut winner between these two watches. And once you see it, I think you might agree. And here is the Marathon. We're gonna hide the other one in the background here. They're smaller tubes. They're not quite as big, but as you can see, you have the orange one up top, which kind of always gives you the your location of 12. Now the arrow, the pip at the top, the triangle is actually a luminescence that will that's called Mariglow, I believe. That will fade, and also on the second hand, those do fade over time. But during the night, this thing will glow like this the whole time, and it's the beauty of them. Like I said, I really like to use them as I sleep, so that's the reason I have these. But check this out. Check out this. You can see how much brighter and bigger these plots are. The glass tubes are. There you have the orange at the 12, and then you got green at the other 3 cardinal locations, and then the rest of them are blue. I'm going to be honest, with my eyesight, on video, I can distinguish the colors very well. At night, not quite as well with my eyesight. My eyes are still pretty good when it comes to driving, but when it comes to like reading and up close, I definitely wear readers. But just look at that thing. The thing just glows like incredibly well. And these will last. These will last for 25 years. They talk about a half-life of 12 and a half years where they'll glow only, they'll glow about half as bright as you see them now after 12.5 years, but these will emit light for up to 25 years. So a lot of people talk about Loom and, what lasts the longest. There's absolutely no comparison when it comes to a watch that's got, it has tritium tubes on them. And these two are, two of my, the two watches I'll typically wear when I sleep. And but they're designed for good night vision. For again, this is a search and rescue watch, so when you're down deep in the water or wherever, or out on a mission, this is a really considered a field watch. So two different watches, again, 100 meters on this one, 300 meters on that, and you obviously got the diving bezel, which one is just got the plain bezel. But so they're not really apples versus apples, but still I think both with that tritium tube, the tritium tubes, they accomplish what they set out to do. But Protek and Marathon, two of the leaders when it comes to this tritium technology. So there's my take. Again, the Protek is just becoming really one of my favorites, because that thing just is illuminated all night. And at least with my eyes, it definitely serves me a little bit better. But the Marathon is definitely still very capable. And again, being a 300-meter diver, that might be interesting to more people for that reason, if you're into water sports and such. Obviously, a screw-down crown. This does have a push-pull crown. It does not have a screw-down crown. One of the only watches I own that doesn't have a screw-down crown, oddly. But anyway, that's my take on these two watches. Two great watches. Last comment. This watch here retails for about $725. I bought this for around $550 from Market Long Island Watch a while back. And the Marathon, this thing now, geez, the retail on it's close to $1,400, $1,395. I think I probably paid closer to $1,000 a while back. So such as inflation is. But there you go. There's my take on these two terrific watches. If you're interested in a tritium type watch, these are definitely two you'd want to look at. Anyway, I really appreciate your time. Again, Peter at Watch Retrospect. Any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Appreciate a thumbs up or a subscription. I could really use it. And I really appreciate your time in this video. Thank you so much. Thanks. Bye.